The PBR is coming to town this weekend, but it's bringing more than just bulls and cowboys. The Grit and Grace Nation will be back for the second year. It's a nonprofit mentorship program that embraces young women in the Western world and helps them strengthen their leadership skills. Grit and Grace founder Fanchen Stinger and student leader Annabella Aiken are joining us this morning here in the studio to talk more about the weekend ahead. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you
for having us.
I'm happy to have you in the studio. So you girls aren't going to be riding any bulls, I don't think, but you will be in the middle of it all. Fanchen, can you share a little bit about Grit and Grace Nation and its connection with the PBR?
Well, I'm so thrilled and just so proud about our alliance with PBR. It's a very unique one. We'll get into that in just a second. But for those of you who don't know, and Tess, you're one of our mentors in Grit and Grace. Our young ladies look up to you. You've spoke at our event last year. We're so excited to be back in Oklahoma this year. The mission with Grit and Grace is equipping our young ladies with courage and the tools they need to succeed in life, those interpersonal skills, but also in leadership. And we reach girls all over, every different interest. You can be in Western sports, you can be outside Western sports, but right now, as all of you know, our young ladies are dealing with a lot of hard issues, and anxiety is at an all-time high. Low self-esteem is a struggle. So we are stepping into those areas, coming alongside young ladies and helping to equip them with the leadership skills, with confidence, with etiquette, with communication skills, all the things they need, like I said, to be successful not only in life, but as they're making decisions about school, as they're making decisions about friends, and moving into their pre-professional.
It's also a scholarship program, as you mentioned, nationwide for middle and high school students, right? You have chapters, though, state chapters, including one here in Oklahoma. Talk a little bit about that and how girls can get involved in that chapter.
Yeah, well, we are delighted that one of our very first chapters started in Oklahoma, in addition to several other states. But the Oklahoma chapter really allows our young ladies to put into practice a lot of the leadership skills that we're working on with them. So when we talk about communication, when we talk about self-awareness, when we talk about managing your emotions, when we talk about all of those things that are so critical to being a good leader, a strong leader, a confident leader, a well-spoken leader, the chapters give the girls an experience to really put that into practice. Like I said, we do etiquette training in our chapters. We talk about the things that are happening each and every day, and it's building a sisterhood test. We know that when you have a sisterhood of other peers that are all focused on the same thing, and then you have a whole community of women who come alongside as mentors like yourself, these young ladies are walking into any experience and they're viewing the context of what happens in their life much differently. And our mantra is, whatever happens in life, because we know there's going to be things, it's meant to make you, it's not meant to break you. And if our young ladies can embrace that and apply that to their daily life, my goodness, that's going to change everything. And we're seeing it happen.
Well, let's talk with Annabella and hear your experience, because you're a student leader, and you were also last year's semifinalist winner here in Tulsa.
Yes.
So talk about what that role means to you and the impact Grit and Grace has had on you.
Well, let me just start by saying that when I applied for this scholarship opportunity, I did not expect that this is where it would take me. I did not know that I'd be getting a family, a sisterhood of people that we connect with and we can talk to about our struggles and just communicate with, not just here in Oklahoma, but all across the nation, which is really cool that I've become a part of this.
And semifinals tomorrow night at the BOK Center with the PBR. And Fanchen, I also have to mention that you're the PBR Now host, a bull owner, an Emmy Award-winning journalist, and a former news anchor. You've worn lots of hats, but it really seems that this nonprofit seems to be your greatest calling.
You know, Tess, you hit the nail on the head, because I feel as though all of my experiences before now have prepared me for this moment, to step into the lives of our beautiful and precious young ladies. And to see Annabella, the growth that she has had over this last year, it really is moving. And to see the growth in all of our young ladies, this is what's so important. So our scholarship contest is open to every young lady across the nation. It's a $10,000 valued scholarship for a middle school student, one for a high school student. We come to the PBR, and our alliance with the PBR is very, very special, because it's the metaphor of what PBR represents. You see those guys get on top of those beautiful, majestic bulls, and yes, I'm a bull mama, so I love the bulls. And when they get on top of those bulls, we know that could be a buck off, and when that buck off happens, you're going to fall. Those guys hit the ground. Sometimes they hit the ground hard. Well, that's the same thing that happens to all of us in life. We sometimes will have difficulty. Things are going to knock us down. Things are going to disappoint us. There's going to be heartbreak. There's going to be unexpected challenges. But in those moments, what are you going to do? In those moments when you're at a PBR, if you've been, you know that those guys fight to get back up, to stand back up, and to get back on. So we want our girls to embrace that visual of never give up, never give in. You fight to the finish, you get back on, and you ride that bull of life, and you go. That is the grit. And as you exhibit the values of grit, then you will experience God's grace. And in experiencing God's grace, you can then become a beacon of grace to extend that to others. And that really is the power of the PBR imagery. Wouldn't you say, Alice?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it's so we love PBR. PBR gives the girls an opportunity to be recognized for their leadership skills on a local level, like at VOK, but also on a national level. The video you were just seeing was us presenting the final scholarship at the PBR World Finals in Texas.
And you'll be doing that this year again in Fort Worth in Texas tomorrow night. The semifinals, Grit and Grace Nation girls will be honored at the PBR. Alyssa Miller will be at the BOK Center for a preview in our 9 o'clock hour on Channel 6. Thank you both for being here. PBR is indoors, which is what we want with these cold temperatures.
And just really quick, we have a Grit and Grace hat for you,
Oh,
Tess,
thank you very
that we
much.
wanted to present to you this morning because you are part of the Grit and Grace family.
Well, and a hat's perfect. Gonna need a stocking cap this morning though, right, Megan?